Hey everyone, and welcome. So if you're an engineer, an auditor, an owner, basically if electricity is your world, you need to know that the rules of the game have just changed big time. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into one of the most important updates out there, Chapter 2 of the new CEAR 2023 regulations. We're going to break down the new roles and the new training you absolutely have to know about to stay safe and compliant.
And this quote right here, it really hits the nail on the head. We all know electricity powers pretty much everything. But that power, well, it comes with some very real, very serious risks. It's that deep respect for what electricity can do that is woven into every single new rule in CER 2023.
Because let's be honest, the stakes are incredibly high. When electricity is mishandled, the consequences can be just devastating. We're talking serious accidents, injuries, and massive property damage. And look, this isn't just some vague warning. It is the entire reason these new regulations were written. They are designed specifically to stop these things from happening by seriously upping the game on safety and expertise.
To make this all super clear, we've broken it down into 5 key parts. We're going to start with the why behind all these changes. Then, we'll introduce you to 2 brand new, super important roles, the designated person and the chartered electrical safety engineer. After that, we'll walk through the new mandatory training, and we'll wrap it all up with what this means for you and your business in the real world. Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, Why Safety Needs Experts. This really gets to the heart of what's driving all these new rules.
So here's the crucial thing to understand. I know what you might be thinking, more red tape, right? But that's not what this is about. The whole point here is to create a truly safe and secure environment. It's a major shift from just focusing on the technical specs of the equipment to focusing on the people, making sure the right folks with the right training are in charge of protecting both your workforce and your assets.
Okay, so with that in mind, let's see how this plays out with a brand new role they've introduced. It's time for Section 2, Meet the Designated Person. This person is now the new cornerstone for safety right there on site. So who exactly is this designated person? Well, according to the new rules, this is a formally authorized person who is cleared to operate and work directly on electrical systems. And let me be clear, this isn't just a new job title someone made up, it's an official, legally recognized role with real standing under CER 2023. And their responsibilities are very hands-on, very practical. These are your experts on the ground, the ones directly operating the systems and working on the equipment. Now here's a critical new duty. They have to maintain up-to-date, properly attested records that have to be ready for inspection at any time. This really formalizes accountability right where the work is getting done.
All right, so you've got the hands-on person on the ground, but who's looking at the bigger picture? That brings us to Section 3, the chartered electrical safety engineer, the expert who's all about compliance and auditing.
The Chartered Electrical Safety Engineer, or CESE for short, is a certified pro whose entire job is to make sure that everything, from the initial installation to the daily work practices, is 100% compliant with the new standards. You can almost think of them as the guardians of the regulations, adding that essential layer of high-level oversight and verification.
And we're not just talking about ticking boxes on a form here. These engineers are actively auditing systems, verifying safety protocols, and giving expert advice. By making sure all the legal and technical standards are actually being met, they play a huge role in preventing those major incidents before they even have a chance to happen. They're the strategic mind to the designated person's tactical, on-the-ground work.
Okay, so we have these 2 really important new roles, but how does somebody actually become one of them? Well, that brings us right to Section 4, the new framework for training and certification. And this is a question that every single organization needs to be asking right now. How do my people get officially certified under these new rules? Because the process is now way more formal and a whole lot stricter than it used to be. So the process is actually pretty straightforward, laid out in 3 clear steps. First, the Central Electricity Authority itself will publish the official guidelines for the courses. Second, your team members have to go to a training institute that is officially recognized by the authority. So, those informal in-house trainings, those won't cut it anymore. And finally, once they pass, they get their official certification. It's a standardized, top-to-bottom system.
All right, let's bring it all together. This is the big one, Section 5. What does all of this actually mean for you and your daily operations? You can really see the massive shift when you put the old 2010 rules side by side with CR 2023. Where we used to have general job titles, we now have legally defined roles. Where authorization was an internal company thing, now it demands a formal process with records you can audit. And maybe most importantly, where we just expected people to be competent, we now mandate a formal certification. The big takeaway here, we've shifted from just focusing on having safe equipment to making sure we have certified, expert people running that equipment. So why should you lean into this? Well, the benefits are real, and they are immediate. Following these new standards protects your people and protects your gear. It keeps you clear of huge fines and legal headaches. Plus, a safer workplace is almost always a more productive one. And honestly, in today's world, showing that you are serious about safety, that gives you a major competitive edge.
At the end of the day, here's what it all boils down to. If you look at Chapter 2 as just another boring rulebook to follow, you're really missing the point. This is an opportunity. Getting compliant is a strategic investment in the safety, the reliability, and the future of your entire organization. And that brings us to the one final, crucial question I want to leave you with. When you look at these new requirements, designated persons, chartered electrical safety engineers, mandatory certification, take a hard look at your own organization and ask, is your team ready for CAR 2023? Thanks for tuning in.